And that was hard, like not to judge him. My brother's character is more like a mirror of my mom, and I'm more a mirror of my dad. I mean, the first time I read the audition tape, I knew this was a really special project because you usually don't read something and are very moved by just 4 pages of a scene. But I read the scene and did the scene where my mom tells me that she's gonna sue my dad for rape and continued violence and that was very moving. And something happened to me that never happened before, that is that I immediately knew what to do, what I wanted to do. Maybe it wasn't the correct choice, but I really wanted to do what I did, and that's what gave me the character. What drew me to the character, in the preparation for the character, I discovered that my way to get into the character, not judging it and not playing like the topical, not topical thing, because it's not written like that. It's a very well depicted character with its own details, which doesn't make it a topic, but what drew me to it was understanding how he doesn't want to perpetuate the violence that his dad has put in his education to his son, to his own son. I think that connected me right into it, and I could also feel like I could understand what he feels at that point. But that's towards the end, so I had to do all the job backwards to understand what took him, like how he was before. And that was hard, like not to judge him and really play the part and understand what moved him and what makes him think that his mother is crazy and that she's not saying the truth, and putting all the blame on her because he feels like she's she's destroying his family, the family. That was hard for me to get into the scenes where I am talking to my mom like that, to work on it, to really believe what you're saying, to act, and really play it. It was difficult for me. Like, I could understand the whole arc of the character. And more specifically towards the end, I could really understand what he was feeling, a lot of guilt and stuff. But the person who he was before, that was difficult. The way we worked on it in the rehearsals with Alauda, the director, was like, so we created this dynamic, this family dynamic in which my brother's character is more like a mirror of my mom, and I'm more a mirror of my dad. So in order to create that, we had to invent, like write in our heads, all this backstory about what happened in our education that took us there. And my brother is more sensitive than me, more close to my mom, more sensitive, more capable, more open emotionally. And I'm more closed up, more heterosexual, basic guy that believes in the principles that his dad has educated him with. He believes in a formal, normal family. I think the difference between us. And I think it's really interesting that they chose to write 2 male characters for that, because you can really see the difference then in them being 2 males, very different. It's surprising how everybody says that it's super gray. Like, gray is a color for the show, and Alauda kept talking about this in the shooting. So I'm glad that you can feel that. I don't think there's a specific thing I want them to remember. I'm not anybody to tell them what they have to remember. I think everybody takes what they want. And I would hate somebody from a show I like to tell me, you have to keep this in mind. No, I don't know. I think the good part about the show is all the conversation starting in many families, in many different homes all around Spain, and now hopefully all around France. And yeah, I think that's the interesting part, to talk about a topic that is so present in our lives right now, in a way that we don't talk about it so much, which is in a normal family, high class, but in a family.